on their new home ground, and they'll play quite a few here to finish the season. Backline, Saru, Plowman, Norton, Ralph, Hines, Thompson and Antonick. And the forwards, Doyle, McAllister, Tideman, Locke, Mears and Young. Locke is the captain. And now the Valleys Diehards led out by Paul Schuller. Valleys coming off a loss last week to West, 34-22. The backline, Duncan, Douglas, Baildon, Fechner, Crowther, Daunton, Duncan, and the forwards with Graham Cotter coming into the lineup in jersey 14. Cotter, Wheeland, Schuller, McKenna, Ebrington and Fenton. The man with the whistle is John Top. The players couldn't ask for a better surface to play a game of football on, and the conditions are pretty good too. A little bit of breeze, but not too strong. And while the sun is shining, it's not too warm either. So a perfect day for a game of football. And taking the ball up is Martin Locke for the Crushers. The for and against record this season shows that both teams strong in attack. We've got the Crushers scoring 364 points, Valleys 370. That's third and fourth best in attack. But look at the difference in the against record. The Crushers have conceded just 285 points, fifth in terms of defence in the competition. And Valleys, 70 more points they've given away in defence, back on 352. Now Duncan picks it up for the Valleys. Full-back. And Ebrington gets into dummy half, picks up Cotter running strongly. You can see exactly where Cotter is packing into the scrum, whether it is in the back row or the front row. Ashley Simpson has moved back to the bench on the halfway line. Ebrington gets it to McKenna. He's taken well by Doyle. Jared Williams out with a shoulder injury. Mears coming into the hooking spot. The other problem for the Crushers, and the one that's not going to be rectified, is that's a great kick. Fines touch just short of the corner post. But James Donnelly out for the season with a broken wrist, so the experience lost there for the Crushers. Great kick by Duncan.
Yeah, great kick. Have a look at it here. End over end, a la Wally Lewis. Also used to play for Valleys, and right into the corner, and that's where they want to put them.
Antonick to feed the scrum for the Crushers. 10 out from their own line. Long pass comes out, giving them a little bit of width there. No way through. That was Thompson, the 5'8". Now Doyle. A few changes in the Crushers line up front last week. Locke, Troy Bellamy dropped to the bench. Thompson coming to 5'8". Doyle going to Locke. Olszewski also was in the starting lineup last week, but Ralph is now in the centres and Hines onto the wing. So still looking for the perfect combination. But missing Jared Williams, whose work from dummy half really does get them moving usually. Here's nice work from Locke, turning the pass back inside. Another offload to Antonick. Good offloading by the Crushers.
Plenty of Valleys defence there, but
back to Thompson for the kick. And straight down to Duncan. Room to move. The defence converges, but it's thin out wide. And Duncan realised that maybe just a touch too late. There was plenty of Crusher defenders in the middle of the field, but not too many out wide.
Oh, it's a big hit.
It was a big hit too from Grant Young.
Maybe it was a little hit from a big man.
Yes. Now Schuller dragged to ground, just short of halfway. Ebrington gets it to Daunt. He feeds it on. Now this is Schuller. In fact, the previous man was Whelan. Both second rowers getting involved. Now McKenna. Good solid stuff from Valleys.
That's a good advantage running there from McKenna.
Plays it back on the last tackle. It goes to Daunt. Duncan, I should say, with a kick down deep. And here comes Douglas. And so Douglas has got it. And this will be a try. Aaron Douglas, one of the fastest men on the paddock. And really, I don't even know whether you could say that the Crushers were a little slow in getting to it. Certainly Douglas's speed has just turned a cheek of an opportunity into a try.
Where did he come from? I couldn't see him.
Valleys 4 and the Crushers 0. And there's the kick from Duncan. It was quite deep here. Saru was coming back to cut it off. And also the winger. And Douglas has just grabbed it out of the arms virtually of Philly Saru.
Fantastic effort here from Douglas. Have a look. I think he was onside. Nothing kick from Duncan there. Just going down there. Saru expected to clean up there at fullback. Let's have a look. Here comes Douglas. Eyes on the ball. Takes a heavy tackle, but it's over. He's over for an early 4-pointer.
Now Duncan lining this up 10 metres in from touch. 126 points for the season. And Gavin Duncan, a great kick. 2 more points, and this is a fine start for Valleys. 6 points to 0 they lead after just a few minutes.
Well, Greg Walker would have to be ecstatic with this start by Valleys here. They've been playing their sets of 6 well. Here's the end of a set of 6 here. A little kick going in there. Nice and deep. Here comes Douglas. Look, coming out from nowhere. Whack. Takes the ball, and it's 4 points converted by Duncan to make 6.
And that was Douglas's 9th try of the season. And bringing it back now, Crowther gets it back to the 20 after juggling it at the start. Martin Locke has left the field injured for the Crossers. That's a blow. They've lost their front rower and captain and one of their better players early in the game. And I don't know whether he will return. He seemed to be hobbling. Strong stuff now from Wade Fenton. The Valleys forwards look fired up. They're taking it to the Crushers.
They're getting plenty of yardage here because of hitting the advantage line, timing their runs very well.
Daunt gives it out to Duncan with a bit of room to move. He's knocked over on the halfway by Tideman. Another kick from Daunt. And picked up just by Darren Plowman. Was reaching for it. Doyle. Steve Ralph knocked over 12 short of halfway. Mears goes to dummy half. Anthony. Dummies to Young. He goes himself. Two of the Crushers forwards wearing headgear out there. One of them is Young. On the halfway, they go to the blind side. Thompson keeps it going too. A bit of room to move. Away they go with Norton. Doyle now picks up runners. Great pass comes back to Anthony. He looks for support. Couldn't quite get to the line himself. Only a few metres out now.
Valley's very short here on the right.
Pass offloaded but dropped by the centre Norton. But Valley's inside the 10 metres. They were never onside. Penalty goes to the Crushers near the posts. And this is the penalty. Valley's never back.
Scrambling defence. They're in trouble there. They know it. Referee playing good advantage.
And Grant Young will shoot for the penalty goal. He has 50 points for the season. 5 tries and 15 goals. 5 tries, a good effort for a front rower. And his goal kicking needs a bit of polish though. And he misses. The score remains 6 points to 0, and that was 2 points gone begging. In the first round clash between these two teams, it came down to a very exciting climax where the Crushers scored a try and needed the goal to get a draw. The kick on that occasion from Clinton Schifosky just missed, and Valleys hung on to win by 2 points. And here's Anthony working the play with Mears. Ball and all tackle was just low enough for the referee's liking. Still 20 out. Anthony to Doyle. Thompson now. Norton.
Run away, releasing.
His defence containing him well. Thompson to Anthony. Anthony calling the players off him. Doyle runs strongly. Rod Doyle only a few metres out. Still looking for their first try, the Crushers. Anthony comes across field to Young, who was standing still. Fights his way free though. Gets a pass away to Ralph. Ralph taken in a good strong tackle by Schuller, and that's the last tackle.
Plenty of cover there from the Valley Diehards.
Duncan comes to the blind side. The Crushers' record this season, 8 wins, a draw and 6 losses. And just a point better than that. Valley's 8 wins, 2 draws, 5 losses. So the difference, Valley's having a draw on an occasion rather than a loss. Otherwise, these two would be level on the same number of points, both fighting for 5th spot at the moment.
There's another good run by Cotter there.
And he's forced the penalty as the ball dragged out by the Crushers players. McAllister and Young involved.
We have a look here. It's late in the tackle count. There's no reason for this. Oh, they're easy penalties, and Valleys will take advantage of that one.
Now McKenna. Knocked over by McAllister low. 25 metres out. Fenton steps off his left foot. Gets A solid hit comes over the top from Tideman, McAllister and Young, all of the men involved there. Daunt goes wide to Duncan. We're seeing Andrew Duncan from fullback more involved today. Likewise, Alan Wheeland in the forwards, much more involved in the attack than last week, where Valley started slowly. Not the case today. Last tackle. Duncan drives it across field, hoping the bounce will pop up for Valleys. Instead, it's a good run now by Darren Plowman for the Crushers. Good variation of the kick, though.
Oh, very dangerous, those types of kicks, when you kick across the line there. Could work out 50% your way, but if it goes the other way, you're in trouble.
Need that cover if you're going to put it in, just in case it does go against you.
Exactly.
Working it across the backs. Thompson, nice work to Seru now. Seru over halfway, too much speed for Cotter. Support inside, there it is. And away races Steve Ralph. He'll score between the posts. And that's an excellent try by the Crushers. Now that was started on their own side of halfway with some beautiful handling. Some perfect passing. Plenty of men involved. Nice work, in particular by Wayne Thompson. It's 6-4 to Valleys, but a kick to come for the Crushers right in front. And here go the Crushers. Look at some of the hands here. Very smart work indeed. Thompson wraps around, gets it back off Young. A lovely little pop behind the back to put Seru away. He had too much speed for Cotter. And then positioned inside, Steve Ralph couldn't have been better positioned, and Seru did everything right to give it to him. Try for Steve Ralph.
Well, we saw Steve Ralph finish it off, but have a look at this. This is Thompson's try. A little double round from around Young. And a great ball there. Seru's on his way. Too much pace for Cotter. Looks inside. There's Ralph. Nice try. Easy as you like it. Great counter-attack from the Crushers.
Steve Ralph, originally from Sydney, scores his 6th try of the season. Right in front of the posts for Grant Young. He missed one earlier from fairly close range. This could not be easier. And that's a more solid contact and result for him. And the score's a level. It's 6 points all here at Lang Park.
Well, the Crushers absorbed all that pressure from the Diehards. Now they're turned to counter-attack. Little double round. That's what makes a try. And that little pass there. Crowther in no man's land. Seru setting sail. Cotter's no match for him. Have a look inside. There's Ralph. Nice, easy. No cover defence coming across from Valleys. And he has an easy run underneath the sticks there. And 6-all this ball game.
Duncan with the restart. And bringing it back is Troy Bellamy. Interesting to look at the Crushers' form over the last couple of months. You remember at the beginning of the season, they were out in front. Started the season perfectly with 4 straight wins, but then more recently, they drew with East. They lost to Redcliffe. Tideman goes up the middle. Good run. Then the Crushers beat West. They lost to Ipswich. They were thrashed by Souths, lost to Norths, and then beat the Broncos last week. So it's been a checkered path for them. They tumbled out of the top 5, and now striving to get back in over the top of Valleys. Switch of play from Thompson to Bellamy. He turns it back inside nicely. Doyle keeps it alive well. It's good football. Back to Bellamy again.
Diehard defence guilty of just sitting there and watching the man.
Thompson kicks high to Douglas's wing. Duncan coming back as well. Douglas jumped in the air, didn't really need to, but held onto it. That's the main thing. No, he's in trouble here. Put into touch. A couple of good tackles from the Crushers chasers there. Norton and also Hines.
Let's have a look. It is a good take. Makes a bit of a fumble there. Kick your legs out, son. No, they're too big and strong, the Crushers, and Douglas over on the sideline.
That high bomb from Thompson has got a desired result. And Seru now only a few metres out as he charges back at the try line. 5 metres out he's tackled. They've got 5 tackles up their sleeve here, the Crushers. Anthony, Thompson. Nice stepping run there by Norton. Quick play the ball. Gives a chance to Ralph again. He's got Plowman outside him, and Plowman seems to be saying that he should have been given the ball.
He's a bit dirty.
Now he wraps around, gets it back. Plowman fighting his way towards the try line. Coming around Thompson, he's 5'8". Mears Can go either way. Goes to Antonic. There's not too many men. They're a long way away, but they keep it going to Seru now. Seru for the line. Forges his way through. And that's strength from the fullback, Philly Seru. Very strong work from him. And the Crushers, given the benefit of that feed to the scrum after Douglas went out, turn it into a try within a few tackles. Swinging it wide here. They were very wide. The three backs stood right outside there, and Seru collects the last pass, and a lot of trouble here for the defence. Douglas trying to hold him back, but over goes the fullback's Philly Seru.
Well, have a look at this now. Ebrington, a hooker for Valleys, caught out there out wide with a quick fullback against him. I want to know where the other centre was, but he wasn't there. Tried to make the tackle, but Seru too big and strong over in the corner.
Good pass from Norton to send the fullback on his way in. And Philly Seru, the Fijian, the 22-year-old Fijian from Suva, scores the try. Valley's in a group behind the goal line, just trying to sort out what went wrong. Meanwhile, Grant Young has a much tougher kick this time. 5 metres in from touch. 1 from 2 so far. I don't know that the Crushers fans would be too confident that this is going to go through, but he's going to give it a chance. Great looking kick, and it's there. Well, he's kicked the hard one and he missed an easier one. But Grant Young does the job that time, and the Crushers bounce away to a 12-6 lead.
Well, in the end, an easy try here for the Crushers. Nice concerted pressure. We go out wide. Ebrington caught out wide. Seru knows it's a hooker against him, so he takes him on. Too much power, too much pace, and the big arm stretches out for a nice try.
Mears, taken by Duncan. He gets it back there to Antonic. Came off the hand of Bellamy. Went
hands.
back Thompson, Norton, Hines. No, the referee's going to call back that knock on. There's a hand in it. I thought that he was going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Seemed to be quite late calling it back.
Yeah, it looked pretty good here. It's actually great hands here from Thompson. Let's have a look at. Oh, nothing in that.
So Valleys have got it again through Duncan. And Ebrington. He is fast, isn't he?
And runs hard. Not much of him.
Schuller busts the line. He's got Crowther on his left. Gives it to him now. Tideman gives chase, but he's not there in time. And Andrew Crowther scores. No, call back. Well, it must have been the last pass has been called forward. Well, this is going to be an interesting replay to have a look at. I thought it was okay. Schuller busting the line, showed good speed. This is the pass from Schuller.
Well, looks pretty good to me.
It was okay, I reckon. And that was a try to Valleys.
Sure was.
Scored out wide. It would have been at least 4 points. Possibility of 6. Duncan's a pretty handy kicker. Score remains 12 points to 6 in favour of the Crushers, so that would have been the equaliser, or possible equaliser. 2 tries have been called back, 1 each way. Now the quick pass there might have been suspect, but it's play on to Norton. And good backing up now from Antony. That's good support play. 10 metres out. Mears, Doyle, Tideman, Ralph. Now he gives it to Plowman, and Plowman's lost it. Well, Darren Plowman was screaming earlier that he didn't get the ball. That time he got it and lost it. The defence was in his face, though. Tackle probably would have been made.
He's entitled to take this, Darren Plowman. The big fella was setting sail for the line too. Have a look at this. Nice ball there. And it just comes out. And a 20-metre tap.
And from the 20-metre tap, the first receiver has knocked on for Valleys. Criminal error. And it's a scrum feed to the Crushers. And that type of error, not too long ago, led to a try to the Crushers when they gave away possession in this position on the field. Crushers go on the attack. Hines pushes off the tackle of Baildon with ease. Tideman goes over the top to Ralph. Now Plowman's got his chance. That's great defence across from Schuller. Managed to stop his momentum even if it didn't finish him off. That really was a great attempt by Paul Schuller on the flying Plowman. Now they go down the blind side. Hines goes close, but into touch.
Schuller over the top to make sure of that one too.
Gee, that was a wonderful tackle by Schuller on the winger.
He was in full flight and he's a big man, Plowman. Have a look at this.
statistician Brad Talon tells me that Paul Schuller has already made 19 tackles. An amazing statistic after 32 minutes of play. So Valley's now working it away. Walker gives it to Duncan, and Duncan's kick high over the top of Seru. Baildon coming through. That's a deep kick.
It's a good chase as well.
It's gone a good 70 metres, maybe more, 80. And there they are to wrap up Seru. It was Fechner and Baildon.
Darren Plowman coming off after that tackle from Schuller.
There's the replacement. It looks like Michael Brennan. The rake back from Walker is a good one. A clean rake back. Very well done. So Valley's back in possession. Schuller. "22 metres out. It goes to Wheeland on the blind side. Walker, Duncan, Daunt has fullback Duncan up in the line. He gives it to Baildon, turns on the speed. The bus dropped behind Douglas, who scurries back.
Just needed to pop it up a little bit there, Baildon.
Daunt. And now Fechner. Back it comes to Daunt. That's a good offload. Found space underneath the tacklers. And away goes Walker. And he gets it back to Fenton. Got overlap indeed. But Fenton goes back into them. Now he finds Duncan. Duncan 6 metres out. The chance was on the outside a moment earlier. Last tackle. Daunt kicks. Back goes Tideman. Is still alive. And Tideman knocks it dead. So it'll be a goal line dropout. Yes, it will be.
That's the right option. There's Daunt putting the little grubber in. It's a nice deep in goal here at Lane Park. A bit more pressure there from the Diehards coming through.
The dropout from Thompson. Down to Crowther. Brings it back quickly. He's tackled 25 metres out. So they have 5 tackles, 20 metres out. Walker tries to steal down the blind side, but they wrap him up.
Billy got away with it.
Now Fenton. And he was looking to get it back to Walker. 10 out. It's Cotter throwing himself at the line. The line holds. Tackled by 2 or 3 men there. Now Schuller cuts across the ruck, still going as Schuller. Last tackle coming up. Duncan's kick straight across the face. Well taken by Thompson. And he kicks on the first. Now this will be interesting. Back goes Alan Will and Douglas coming from the far wing. And they've got too much speed. It wasn't such a terrible idea by Thompson. It just didn't have the chasers. Doyle, a lot forward, didn't have the speed to go past Wheeland, and then Douglas came across.
Well, they've survived 12 tackles, the Crushers. Thompson gets the ball and he boots it 80 metres down, Phil. I mean, let's have a look at the Crusher forwards. They're just walking back now.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Sitting up here and in retrospect, it may not have been the smartest play, but if only it had one fast runner,
Saru.
Only needed one, and they would have got to that ball first. The Valley's crossed back into the Crushers' half. Fechner. Still a mighty adventurous and innovative piece of thinking by Thompson to kick, wasn't it?
Very smart, maybe too smart for his own teammates.
Duncan goes high to the wing, and here comes Crowther, and it's missed, and Crowther's got it back. This has got to be a try. Oh, for some reason he's run into Saru, but it is a try. Well, Andrew Crowther would have gone anywhere but at the fullback, but that's where he went. Gave Saru a chance of getting underneath him to stop the try. But a little bit of luck has gone Valley's and Andrew Crowther's way this time, as the high kick put plenty of pressure on the Crushers winger. And in fact, it might have been Antonik across there on the wing, was it? But Crowther's picked it up and he's in for the try.
Oh, I don't agree with you, Warren, about a bit of luck. You have a look at the kick from Duncan. It's a special kick here. It's not an end-over-end kick. It's just, he kicks it in the belly. The ball's up there. It's just swaying in the breeze. It's coming down. It's moving in the air. The Crushers player has trouble even sighting it. Picked up well by Crowther here. Now, I don't know. I still want to know why Saru is tackling on his own in-goal area.
A lot of strange things about that try. But in the end, it's Andrew Crowther who has scored after having a try disallowed a little while ago, and that's his 10th try of the season. 3 minutes before half-time. Now can Gavin Duncan kick this from out wide? He's pushed it wide, but it's coming round. Not enough, though, and short as well. The Crushers leading 12 points to 10.
Well, this is a planned kick here from Duncan. Up it goes. It's swaying, it's dipping. Steve Ralph underneath it. Loses it at the last moment. Picked up well by Crowther here. I think he was trying to step inside Saru and go under the sticks, but pushing him wide out for four-pointer.
Now Ebrington tries to clear it away. Last few seconds of this half. Valleys don't want to make a mistake here. Benton can't get away from Young or Tideman. There's the siren as Connor hits it up one more for the road, and that's half-time. So a half that had some fine football leading to a couple of tries, also a couple of tries disallowed, and a deep kick right down to Whelan. The ball seems to be following Alan Whelan. It's funny how it can change. Last week he didn't seem to get into the play, but today he's been much more involved. Now a bad mistake by McKenna. Well, those sorts really are very, very costly. Valley's coach Greg Walker joins us. Greg, can you hear me first of all?
Yeah, got you, mate.
Greg, well, the first half, I mean, Valley seemed to start off very strongly, then just relaxed for a while, but got back into it. How did you see?
Like, we're a bit stiff a few times there, Warren, but the commitment's there today. I'm fairly happy with the way they're going at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, right on the attack here at the moment. The performance generally seemed as if they came out much more strongly from them than they did last week.
Yeah, that's for sure. That had to happen. I think last week was pretty poor the first half an hour, so everyone was smarting a bit over that during the week, and it showed in the first run there.
Nevertheless, we seem to have seen Brett Daunt running across field, trying to pick up Andrew Duncan a few times, and I mean, Duncan's just running straight into defenders. Is the play being read by the Crushers?
It is, but they've probably got a man over it at stages there, but I've just told them to keep going and the gaps will come. You just got to be persistent in that sort of cases.
All right, Greg, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Ron.
And here's the Crushers on the attack, only a few metres out. Grant Young goes for the corner himself, and it took 2 or 3 to tumble him over the sideline. It looked as if the big fella was gathering up enough momentum to carry him to the corner there for a moment. Now here's McKenna with a good strong run, bursting upfield. The Crushers player down in the back play. Doesn't look too good. Might be Doyle. Ebrington bursts up the blind side and almost slides through. Just a little thin on the blind that time, the Crushers. Now Duncan to Daunt. Now Andrew Duncan kicks ahead, and Bailden's got the speed. Across comes Seru. Oh, Bailden didn't get down to it. He was hoping it'd bounce up. It didn't.
That's right. He was expecting it to bounce up into his arms. He didn't really lunge for it. Let's have a look at it. Yes, no, he just expected it to just pop up into his hands. Saru could have had a free run down the sideline too if Schuller wasn't there.
A Crushers player injured a moment ago. I think it was Doyle's back on his feet and seems okay to continue. Tideman loses the ball. Down right on the halfway line. He manages to regather. But the referee now has called him for the knock-on.
Very hard to tell. Walker's around him. Yeah, maybe a little knock-on there. Yeah, there it is there, between his legs.
Daunt out to Bailden. Now, Bailden has looked very fast today, but he is just failing to make the break. He's getting outside his man. They're just getting to him, but Tony, he looks very sharp.
Very sharp. Always looking for that inside pass too. He gets both hands free. He's a good carrier of the football. And Duncan backs him up very well from fullback there.
McKenna goes in amongst them. They're 30 metres out, Valleys. Down by 2 points. It's 12-10 to the Crushers. Schuller shoots it to Duncan on the blind side. And he's well tackled. Daunt. Bailden again heads for the wide open spaces. Gets that pass back inside to Fechner. As a Thompson tackle put Bailden down. Daunt Hunts up the blind side, puts the kick. Here comes Douglas. Douglas will win the race. Yes! Oh, he's offside. Well, the referee says he's offside. Douglas flying through. I mean, how fast is this guy? Over 50 metres anyway. Now, there was a perfectly judged kick by Daunt. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Oh, he's onside. He's way onside. He's just too quick.
Well, that's the second try that Valleys have had disallowed. And on both occasions, they were fair tries. One for a forward pass from Schuller, which to us looked certainly okay. And now from a kick through, and Douglas just onside, but he was onside. So away goes Doyle for the Crushers.
Well, the Diehards can't dwell on that. They've got to get back in here. The defences has to be right. The Crushers, if they get into their own quarter, into the Diehards quarter, we always know it's going to be a try sometime.
And the Crushers coach, Bill Gardner, joins us now. Bill, satisfied with their efforts in this match so far?
Not really, Warren, but we're just battling at the moment. We've got a few injuries, and the boys are really having a go out there. That's the important thing for us.
Yes, I guess particularly the absence of Williams wouldn't help today, Jared Williams.
Oh, yes, I'm sure that Jared is an important part of us, but, little things are just not happening for us at the moment, but we're battling, we're hanging in there. It's not over yet.
Billy, you're always going to be a chance if you have the territorial advantage, and did you mention anything like that at half-time, that the guys have got to play the football in the Valley's half?
Well, we both know that, Tony. You need to play more than 60%, 70% in the other opposition's half, don't we? I mean, we give them 2 tries out of nothing, didn't we? 2 kicks that weren't there. So, we nearly give them another one. But, no, we're hanging in there. We've just got a few problems with players at the moment. We get through this phase when Valleys are playing particularly well. We're a chance, I reckon.
Well, Bill, what are those problems? Which injuries are you talking about?
Well, Marty Locke's gone and Plowey's gone and Rolfie's got a problem with a leg and I think Travis has got a small problem somewhere. So, anything's on, but, we'll get through it.
All right, thanks, Bill. No problems with Philly Saru as he comes charging back upfield there to the halfway line.
Great defence by Walker there. Put his body on the line and went straight in, burrowed in under Saru, then brought him right down.
Now, Mears gets it to Anthony, out to Tideman running wide, and Gavin Duncan there. Gavin Duncan's been making a lot of tackles today. He's certainly not going to hurt you. He doesn't knock you back or jolt you. And a great run now by Mears. Mears goes up the middle, and Doyle was there. Couldn't get the pass to him. Rod Doyle has been everywhere the ball has been today. Now Young, the big don't argue on Whelan. Over the top it comes now to Olszewski, is it? I think it's Olszewski down there. Yes, so that was Olszewski. Last tackle. Kick picked up by Andrew Duncan. Gets back into the field of play.
Great skills.
Matt Olszewski wearing jersey 15. He was out there for a little while in the first half wearing headgear, but has thrown that away now. Ebrington heads across field. Referee Top waves the Crushers back. Now it's Crowther. McKenna still working hard. Last tackle coming up. Duncan kicks down over the halfway line, and back goes Olszewski. This will be a new experience, I would think, for Matt Olszewski if he's playing on the wing. And I think he actually went out there when Darren Plowman was injured. That is one of those problems Bill Gardner was referring to.
I did have an opportunity to talk to Coach Greg Walker before, but I guess he would be perturbed about the missed tackles. Valleys have got 15 up from that first half, and a lot of those were first up misses, so they aren't locking the Crushers forwards up. They're getting away. The second phase attack is leading them on, and they're going to be in trouble if they can't rectify that situation in the second half.
So right on the halfway line, Anthony gives it to Tideman. He gets a nice pass back to Anthony, and they keep it alive well. Mears, Thompson flicks it onwards. Doyle to Young, another great pass, and the last one though went behind Norton. Norton recovers, stays alive. He's very strong, Travis Norton.
Quickly, roll away.
There's some excellent passing there. Just the last one from Young, while it was quick, it didn't quite find its target. Now the high kick. Duncan on the full in goal, back to the 20 for a tap.
No pressure on him, nice and easy.
And Walker takes the tap quickly while a few of the Crushers are still back up field.
Here's the kick here. Oh, yeah, bread and butter.
Crowther for Valleys. Both teams know the importance of this match. The winner will be in 5th spot on the competition ladder, and the loser will drop out. Not out of the running, but certainly out of the top 5. And it's getting towards the time of the season where you want to be in the 5. You don't want to have that catching up to do. Walker darts down the blind side. Good run, still going.
He's played well since he's come on as dummy half.
Duncan, Daunt, cuts out Baildon, and he gives it to Whelan, coming in like a fullback. These second rowers starting to get out in the backs, looking dangerous a few times when they've done it, not so much on that occasion. Last tackle, the kick down to Seru. Baildon diving at his ankles, misses. Seru's still going. The Crushers now trying to work it out of that area where they just don't want to be. It's Anthony getting out of dummy half, plays it back. Still some pretty solid defence there. Now Ashley Simpson is on the field for Valleys, number 13. Originally named in the starting lineup. Tideman goes wide. There'll be more and more second rowers getting out into the back line. Tideman, also Young.
Young's out there, the big men out in the back line trying to get through. It's not a matter of trying to break that line. They just want to get through that defence, hold the ball up in the second phase coming through.
Goes to the blind side on the last tackle. The pass popped up to Olszewski, running it. Lovely pass back inside to Thompson. Another good one to McAllister. Back it comes.
Oh, yes.
Norton will score. That's a great Crushers try. That really was great football. Some excellent passing. They ran it on the last tackle as they hit the blind side. And it's come up trumps for them. And the Crushers extend their lead. It's now 16 points to 10. But so many players involved in good work here as it comes to Olszewski. He selects the man back on the inside. Maybe a few of those defenders should have stayed infield. But lovely work. And finally, Travis Norton finishes it off.
Here it is, 5th and last tackle. Valley's guilty of hanging back. Thompson coming there. Olszewski takes it. It looks like he's going to kick off his left foot. Inside back to Thompson. Thompson setting sail. Great work inside. Back in there.
That was
there
Doyle with the last
Doyle
pass changing direction.
That's great. Just change of direction. Crushers pulling Valleys left, right and centre.
Travis Norton's 5th try of the season. And he has played very strongly all day today, Norton. Originally from Moranbah, a former Mackay under-19-year-old. Now Grant Young, a 23-year-old, born in New Zealand, can push the Crushers out to an 8-point lead if he can land this. Shouldn't present many problems. And he has put it through. So the Crushers now, with 22 minutes left, lead 18 points to 10.
This try created by Thompson here, coming back across the ruck, looking to chip it forward, but no, sets Olszewski up. Olszewski looking to kick it again. Back inside, great backup by Thompson here. Set sail inside there. Who's that there? McAllister. And Norton finishing it off, just crisscrossing Valley's defence in disarray.
The penalty goes against the Crushers. Forwards breaking too early from that scrum.
Referee signalling, pointing to his head. Keep your head in the scrum.
Either that or use your head. Forwards aren't renowned for that.
So look at me, aren't I good looking?
Crowther plays it back. Duncan out to Simpson. He should be fresh. Only really coming into the game in this second half.
Crucial time here for Valleys.
But he's hurt just as we speak. 18 points to 10 in favour of the Crushers with 17 minutes to go. That's bad luck for Simpson. I just said that he'd be fresh. It's also bad luck for Valleys. Fenton. Only 22 metres out. Chance here for the Diehards. Walker. Duncan. Dawn seems to have recovered. Pops the pass up and it's a beauty for Fechner. Fechner heads for the corner. He might go all the way. Anthony. Seru can't stop him. No, they have. Touch judge says no try.
I'd like to see that one again.
Well, it was a fine run by Fechner. He was put into the hole as he ran the angle. Now, was he knocked over or not?
Let's have a look at this. Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Warren?
Well, Very hard to
that's a
see.
try.
I mean, it looked as if he got the ball down, and it may have been the Crushers tackler who hit the corner post. It looked like Beckner hadn't gone touch in goal.
Certainly wasn't over the sideline when that ball went down.
See, that's a tough call.
It's 3
for
now.
the officials, and I think they've got it wrong. So that's now 2 tries. I'm losing count of the number of disallowed tries that let's see, Valleys have now had 3 tries disallowed, which we would say were tries. 2 of them certainly were tries, and that one probably was. The Crushers have had 1 possible disallowed. It was a tough call in the corner as well. Antonic with a little chip, he could get to this. The bounce is there for him, it comes off Duncan. Should we play on to the Crushers? It is. They're only 20 metres out here. 20 metres out. Mears. Thompson's gone for the field goal. It's wide, or is it? No, it's through. It's through. It was low, but it had the direction. I don't know what really has been gained by picking up the 1-pointer there, but it's 19 points to 10 with 15 minutes to go.
Well, it was 5th and last here. Nothing going on for the Crushers. Thompson says, I'll take a shot. Left footer, and there it is, over for 1 point.
Yeah, I was interested there. I assumed that the referee had given them 6 more tackles, but apparently not. And that was why Thompson went for the field goal. Now, a penalty goes to the Crushers.
You just can't let the Crushers get out of their own half the easy way. Everington, the culprit here.
A little high. But what a turnaround. All of a sudden, Valleys, one moment, almost scoring in the corner. A minute later, the Crushers add a point to their tally. Now it's Young. And he gets it back to Antonic. But didn't do them much good. Crushers players warming up there on the sidelines. Just with the unlimited interchange. You can swing them in and out of the game as much as you like. And Tideman's now getting to his feet. Seru, just a little flat-footed, but he's got great leg strength. Real drive in those legs. Grant Young comes to the touchline. Tideman goes on for him. Antonic with the ball. 25 metres out.
Oh, Valley's way offside here.
The kick puts a little bit of pressure on Crowther, but he takes it well. There's Cook coming through after kicking it. Crowther in a bit of trouble though. 10 metres out from his own goal line. And the referee tells Duncan to bring it away and play it. Cotter. In rugby union, they call timeout. And you've got to say that in terms of fairness, if you've got an injured player, it's probably the fairer thing to do. But in the light of trying to keep the game moving, a better spectator sport, let's just someone else pick it up and play it.
Tougher voice to us, Leggies.
I'll tell that to Andrew Crowther. The poor bloke's still down there at the moment holding his head. Now the touch judge is coming onto the field to tell the referee that it's a more serious injury. Valley's in possession, and referee Top will call time off, and they'll give some attention to Crowther, who's now back on his feet though, but will leave the field, holding his arm. Bad luck for Andrew Crowther. Looks serious. So Crowther off the field. Duncan on the last tackle kicks high. Seru attacking it, takes it well. He's had a good game today, Philly Seru.
Very strong game. Knows his way to the try line.
Long passes, and they've created the overlap. Norton, well, didn't use his winger, but he's beaten the tackle anyway. Still going is Travis Norton. Antonic's there now. Antonic beats the tackle, and back it comes. No, it's a forward pass. It's being called back. As they dived over for the try.
Deserved better.
Strong stuff from Travis Norton.
Here it is, Antonic inside, having a look. Says, I'll go inside here. Brennan backing up there. Really nice flat pass.
What's your verdict on that pass?
Oh, square up, I think.
So that's now we're up to 5 tries disallowed in the match.
3-2 Valleys. We need another one for the Crushers.
That one was a bit tougher to be critical of.
He was right there on the spot too, referee John Top.
Whelan with the ball. More importantly, on the scoreboard, there's 12 minutes to go, and the Crushers lead 19 points to 10, and it's getting down towards desperate times for Valleys. And there's a pass from Dawn to Duncan. That was forward. That's a good call from referee Top. Bad luck for Duncan, who'd cut through into open space. It was going to be fullback on fullback. But that pass did look just
there
a touch.
There it is, a dummy inside, trying to get it around the player. There it is there. A little bit. 6 inches.
A lot of debate how wide 6 inches can be, Tony.
Exactly.
Anthony feeds the scrum, and the Crushers have got it. Whelan makes the tackle. The loss there of Andrew Crowther, a blow to Valleys, who've been at full strength for the last few weeks. They've had an intact combination that's been able to really take it to some of the opposition teams. The ball lost here by the Crushers.
Just looking at Brett Daunt there, I mean, he's walking around the field. He's obviously carrying some type of injury, and I think Coach Greg Walker could do well to replace him, or move maybe one of the centres in there to get a bit more attacking thrust.
That pass floats out to Cotter from Daunt. And a semi-shoulder charge comes in from Tideman. There's Brett Daunt. Tony, maybe the option would be to put him at halfback and put Gavin Duncan at 5'8". Gavin Duncan can at least run more freely.
Well, the attack is just stagnating there, and there's another mistake. Referee's called held, and Daunt's unloaded, and now a scrum.
Well, Walker was running away with it, as you say, but the referee said he had called held, and that's an unfortunate call there, which has stymied Valleys. And I mean, that's the sort of thing where it's happened a number of times in the Saturday games lately, where I think a bit of common sense wouldn't hurt. Just tell the players, bring it back and let it play. In fact, yesterday the referee told Ricky Stewart to play on when he thought he'd been held. I think a bit of common sense sometimes, no one's going to object to it, even if it makes the rules a little rubbery. Here's Doyle caught in centre field, 35 metres out. The Crushers looking to wrap up this match, to put it beyond any doubt. They go wide to Hines, comes back into Brennan, to Antonic. 32 out now.
Common sense, Warren. You're right there. Referees should show a bit of common sense, and player bill changes. People trying to, they're going to the judiciary complaining about being in that situation, but common sense, people don't get into that situation.
Douglas can't take it. He was knocked over without the ball and called for the knock on, and it was a strong chase from Michael Brennan there, put the pressure on Aaron Douglas.
There it is there. You're allowed to challenge for the ball. Momentum. Brennan was going that way. Douglas happened to be there.
Brennan certainly made no attempt to pull out of that charge on the winger.
As well, I mean, we're talking about rule changes, people trying to, they're going to the judiciary complaining about being in that situation, but common sense, people don't get into that situation.
Douglas can't take it. He was knocked over without the ball and called for the knock on, and it was a strong chase from Michael Brennan there, put the pressure on Aaron Douglas.
There it is there. You're allowed to challenge for the ball. Momentum. Brennan was going that way. Douglas happened to be there.
Brennan certainly made no attempt to pull out of that charge on the winger. Scrum screwing around. The penalty goes to the Crushers. Anthony might take the tap here. It's a differential anyway. Can't go for goal. Tideman. The Crushers still trying to seal this match. Tideman strong.
He's played well today as well.
Grant Young comes back onto the field for the Crushers. He's standing out wide here. Thompson comes his direction. It goes to Bellamy. Bellamy to Young. And Young's over this time. He's just come back onto the field. He's only been out there another 10 seconds. He was over the line earlier. The try was not allowed because he was held up. This time he's got it down, and it's 23 to 10, and the Crushers have victory well in sight now. Good football by them. They've been down here, got the benefit of the bonus 6 after Douglas lost the ball. Then Douglas coming across, and they give a little chop at the head of Young.
Wayne Thompson again figuring in this try, making the right option here, taking the right decision. There it goes across there. Troy Bellamy, just a simple matter of draw and pass, and the big fella over again. This one's allowed, bud.
Grant Young to line up this conversion. Not a lot of luck for Valleys there, because they're in possession, and the referee called a scrum when he had called held. That started the rot for them, and the knock-on compounded it. And the Crushers, with 2 sets of 6, score a try. Young moves in. This is straight. It's very straight. It's perfectly straight. And Grant Young, who missed a fairly simple kick with his first shot today, has been right on target ever since. It's 25-10 to the Crushers.
Here it is. Thompson across. Bellamy there. Simple. Potter can't match him for pace. There it is, a late dive. Bellamy could have scored it himself, but selfish. Gives it to Young and dives over.
So Valleys, I think the dash is done now with 6 minutes remaining. They're down by 15 points. Tideman growing in strength. Oh, and he takes 3 or 4 to get him down. So working it back upfield. Young. Mears goes to dummy half. Doyle. Doyle has worked very hard. They're very effective today.
A lot of work that's gone unsung there. Just nice tough tackle there by Shaw.
Doyle's had a Terry Madison type role, a very good link man in a lot of things that have happened out there. And that's a good kick too into the corner. Duncan back there. He's got Douglas. Should go across field to try and link up with him. Does. What can Douglas do with it? Drops it. Oh, good tactics, Warren Boland. Crushers come up with a try. Hines falls on the ball, having towed it through. And, well, an extra 6 points will be the Crushers here from the Valley's mistake. Duncan headed across field, as my match plan dictated, linked up with Douglas. Unfortunately, Douglas puts it down, and Mitchell Hines pounces on the loose ball, tows it through. Well judged kick. He just tapped it through and fell on it.
Nice deep kick. Oh, look, there's the mistake. They're having a little bit of a look at the defence. Mitchell Hines says, I'll take that, puts it on the toe. Make sure of it. Too much pace there for Douglas. Over.
Mitchell Hines scores a gimme, and all of a sudden it's 29 points to 10. Mitchell Hines, one of the young men in the Crushers lineup, a 22-year-old student, and now Grant Young right in front, getting some goal-kicking practice. And the flags are up, no mistake. And the score now becomes a little embarrassing and probably unfair for Valleys at 31-10.
Here it is. Duncan coming across. Warren Bowler says, pass it. He does.
Didn't tell him to drop it.
There. Douglas makes a very big meal of it there, and there's a try there for Mitchell Hines. Nice and easy. 6 points. Thank you.
I must say in my own defence that I wouldn't say that if the scores were level and there was a lot of the game to go, but when you're down by 20 points and there's not long to go, I think you try anything.
I think so too, Warren.
And I really think Douglas probably would have run 90 metres to score there if he'd held the ball. Here's McAllister for the Crushers.
And beat 6 tackles.
Now Young has had a powerful game, and he'd have to be one of the men in the running for Tony Curry's Man of the Match award. I don't want to preempt TC's judgment though. Here's Tideman. We've had some good performers out there, but you can't go away from the fact that a few calls have gone against Valleys, and while the score now is really stretched away from them, if they had scored and been allowed those tries at the time, well, maybe they would have been right in this match at the end. Duncan took it well. Good chase coming from the Crushers. They're not about to let up. Oh, big tackle. Now, that was a strong tackle on Hines. It's been called high. It was Mitchell Hines, the tackler on Duncan.
Yeah, the arm coming up there off the off the ball. And the referee showing common sense there and knew that happened, so it was just a penalty. Nothing more.
Cotter. No matter what the circumstances, Tony, this loss is going to hurt Valleys. This is going to put them out of the top 5. Their recent form has been just a little shaky. They had a big win over Wynnum, and then drew with East and lost to West leading into this game.
I'm sure most of the teams in the top 5, the top 4 teams would have loved Valleys to have defeated the Crushers here today. They're dangerous, the Crushers. We know that if they're on form, they can beat any team in this competition, and they would be worthy grand final winners. But yes, Valleys are hot and cold at the moment.
Darren Carl puts that kick through and well covered up by Anthony in cover for the Crushers. And now Steve Ralph darts back up to the 20. Of course, the Valley side also want to make those semi-finals and hopefully a grand final will try and fill the coffers. Financial strife coming into this season. They had to guarantee $80,000 to cover their match payments. Otherwise, they would not have taken part in this year's competition. And it remains to be seen whether they are certain of being in next year's competition. So every dollar helps. Every win aids that cause.
Billy Gardner have to be very happy with his forward pack today. I mean, they had a couple of injuries. Williams, they've missed him today.
And Locke out in the first couple of minutes of the match.
Yeah, their captain, front row leader, out early. He's done very well.
Thompson had a good look before putting that kick down, and it's gone from his own 30 to the opposition 20 on the fly. Duncan. Well tackled. Paul Tideman, another strong performer in defence. 26 tackles for Tideman. And 17 hit-ups. Paul Tideman. Cotter. Andrew Duncan is down injured at fullback. Carl throws a dummy. Injected into the game fairly late. Darren Carl. Throws a little chip through.
Replacement for Brett Daunt there.
Anthony was back there, and now Steve Ralph dives back towards halfway. Goes again. Schuller finishes him off. And that is full time. Full time. And the Crushers leapfrog Valleys into the top 5 with a solid performance and a convincing win, 31 points to 10. And our Lang Park Trust man of the match goes to the Crushers 5'8", Wayne Thompson. Wayne, revenge for the first round result today.
Yeah, mate, we owed them one from the first round. That was a pretty close game, but lucky we ran away with it today. It was pretty good.
How do you like your new home ground?
Yeah, dreamed of this, playing here one day, and today was the day, and come up with the goods.
You've been on the sidelines the last couple of weeks. Did you feel that today the Crushers really started to put it together? It looked that way from where we were.
Yeah, well, we've been in a hole a bit lately, and everything went well for us today, and it just all happened, come together.
You've had a couple of seasons with the Newcastle Knights. Is this where your future is with the Crushers?
Yeah, for sure. It's a good club here. Yeah, hope so.
In the other results today, Wests had a big win over Wynnum, 48-28, 76 points in that match. Brothers defeated Logan City, 26-16. The Broncos thrashed the hapless Norths, 58-0. Redcliffe too good for East, 30-10. And South's a good win over Ipswich, 25-12. So the ladder has Redcliffe clear leaders by 3 points. Wests and Ipswich equals second on 23. 2 points further back, South's fourth on 21. The Crushers in 5th place. Valley's just outside the 5, a point back, and East's on 16 points. The rest are too far away. Brothers, Wynnum, Logan City, Broncos and Norths. A strong performance from the Crushers, and they showed the promise to go on with things this season. Next weekend, we'll see a couple of the obstacles that confront them. It's a top-of-the-table clash between Ipswich and Redcliffe at Redcliffe. That should be a tremendous game, and I hope you'll join us for it.